Okay, I have my wet kitchen towel spread out on my counter, and I have cut a sheet of foil the same size as my cookie sheet. And the damp towel is going to make sure that this foil is held in place and it's not going to be scooting all over the counter while I'm working. Now to roll out the gingerbread dough, it's a very soft dough, and so you really don't even need a rolling pin. You can just roll it out with the palms and the fingertips of your hands, and then we'll use the rolling pin to smooth it when we're done, and that will get all of those finger indentations out of there. We want to make it so that it's about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit less thick. And I will just continue putting the dough on the sheet until I have most of this covered with the dough. Okay, now I'm ready to smooth it with the rolling pin. I've got it covering most of the foil. So I lay a sheet of plastic wrap on top, and then I will roll it smooth just to get those fingerprints out of there. And somebody asked me once why we use the plastic wrap. What is the purpose for that? And that's a great question. The reason I use the plastic wrap is because my mother always did. And I have no idea why she did, but since she did it, I do it. Okay, so we just kind of use the rolling pin to smooth it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you can kind of just run your hand over, feel if it's uniform, if there are any big, thick patches. You can roll over those. Okay. And then I'm going to lay my pattern pieces on the dough and just cut around them. This pattern piece is just right out of the printer paper that I printed off the computer, and it will be fine for one batch. If you want to have pattern pieces that are a little more durable, that you don't have to have a new one for each batch, you can trace it onto freezer paper, and then that side that has the waxy part on it can go down on the gingerbread, and it will make the pattern just a little more durable. Now this is the end piece, and I'm cutting 2 because we need 2 ends for each house. And once I've got these 2 end pieces, I'm going to continue cutting the rest of the pieces. I will need 3 base pieces and 2 side pieces. Okay, I finished cutting out all of the pieces that I need for one house. So I'm just going to roll up the gingerbread dough outside of the pattern area and save that for my next rollout. And then I will take the whole sheet of foil and transfer the entire sheet onto my cookie sheet and put it in the oven for about 12 minutes. 12 to 15 is usually what it takes. We'll get all of that off. And then we're ready to just put this on our cookie sheet and slide it in the oven. Okay, we'll pull it out of the oven. And as soon as it comes out of the oven, you have to work really quickly, but you have a few seconds that you can recut the pieces. As they bake, they grow together, and you want to make sure that there's a clear separation between each piece. And right now they'll be soft for just a few seconds, and then they will begin to harden. Now we'll let that cool on the foil, and then we'll be ready to put it together.